Hey everybody, what's going on? Rob Cesternino, and I'm back here for what I expect to see at the Survivor Final Six. And I wish I could tell you that I do know, in fact, what I expect to see, but really, I'm coming into this and I feel like your guess is as good as mine. This season has been very unpredictable. It's been so hard to track from week to week, and there's a good and a bad that comes with that. The good is that unpredictable is fun. The bad is when you have a job that is to talk about Survivor and sound intelligent. When you do so, this has been a very tough season to prognosticate. So, let's review where we are as we get ready. 1 week from Wednesday night is going to be the finale of Survivor 43. If you can believe it, we're down to the final six. It is a very compelling final six that we have here. We have, of course, in no particular order, Carla, Jesse, Cody, Gabler, Cassidy, and Owen. Three idols remain in the game here at the final six. And so we are definitely heading into advantage Geddon territory. I do not recall a time since the infamous advantage Geddon in Survivor 34 when we have had so many advantages here held by different players at these late stages in the game. And so we'll see if they do not start to come out of the bags on this tribal council we're going to see on Wednesday night. It is definitely going to be a spicy finale at the final five. Shot in the dark is off the table after Sammy was the only person to use it at the final seven. So let's review where we are here. I told you about the three idols still in the game. Let's presume, for the sake of this, that Cody has gotten his idol back from Jesse. The big story, I think, heading into this final six vote is over here on the left side of the screen. If you're watching me on YouTube, it's the Carla and Cassidy of it all. We saw in the last episode, Carla was talking about taking out Cassidy. Jesse said, okay, let's go ahead and do that, but actually vote out Sammy. Let's make Carla look bad and try to really tarnish her image in front of the jury. And so that will take Sammy out of the game, and Carla and Cassidy won't work together. It seems that somehow Carla was able to surmise that Sammy actually was indeed going home and actually cast her vote for Sammy. So damage was not done at Tribal Council, but we saw in the preview that Jesse is going to be talking to Cassidy about it. I think that it's reasonable to assume that that is going to come to a head. Carla and Cassidy, can they get back on the same page? Now, while this could spell trouble for Carla and Cassidy specifically, that there is a scenario where that if they are able to have this little bit of a feud, where if they have a strong enough bond and they're able to work their way through it, but it is a perceived feud where people feel like, okay, actually, Carla and Cassidy aren't working together, but for whatever reason, they're able to somehow get past this and move forward with each other, not targeting each other. It actually could be a great benefit to them where then they still have their numbers, but people perceive them as people who are not quite on the same page. That could be a viable scenario if Carla and Cassidy are able to work it out. Would be very interesting to see. Of course, you have Jesse and Cody together as a pair. What I have found from interviewing the contestants is that they don't seem to think that maybe Jesse and Cody are as attached at the hip, or if they are, I think they seem to feel like Cody isn't playing quite as hard as he actually is, which I think is some very good chameleon skills from Cody out there on the island. We have Gabler, who is in the middle, and somebody who that we've seen him. He referred to himself as hiding in plain sight in the last episode. He is somebody who we could see him potentially go and work with Carla. We've seen him talking with the guys as well. And so he's somebody to certainly watch out for. And of course, you have Owen. I mean, you can't forget about Owen, the Charlie Brown of the season. He's still here at the final six. We saw Gabler in the episode have a moment where he said, hey, Owen, I've got a plan to get us to the final three. We don't know who the third person in Gabler's final three that he's pitching to Owen might be. I've said I thought it could be Carla. We've seen where Gabler has had a moment with Carla right before a tribal council of like, hey, we got to watch out for Jesse and Cody. We got to do something about these guys. So I think this is going to be really, really interesting. I wish I could say I had a strong gut feeling about how this was going to unfold. I guess that the simple version of this is where that the Carla and Cassidy thing continues to unravel, and that we could see potentially the one name I could see the group going after would be Cassidy, but that just seems too straightforward in a season such as this. And I wonder if maybe you could see where if Carla is pushing, hey, let's get rid of Cassidy, could the actual plan be to go after the perceived tightest pair, which could be Jesse and Cody at this point? The big advantage for Jesse is that he has this idol. Nobody knows that Jesse has an idol. So you could see a scenario where, okay, we're going to try to blindside Jesse, put votes on him, and then ultimately Jesse plays his idol here at the final six to the surprise of everybody. Or maybe I wish I could sound intelligent and tell you what I think is going to happen. So let me just look at this from the Jesse and Cody perspective here as this thought experiment. So Jesse and Cody, they seem to realize, okay, Jesse is telling Cassidy, hey, Carla was coming for you. So I think that maybe Jesse is trying to at least get Cassidy going after Carla. At that point that he tells Cassidy that Carla is coming for him, I think that's got to be open season on Carla. But is this a plan potentially just to get Carla to play her idol at the final six? And potentially could the move then be, I mean, really, if maybe the best case scenario for the Jesse and Codys of the world is to get Carla, like Jesse, this was Jesse's plan at the last vote, get Carla and Cassidy firing at each other, and then maybe swing back around and take out Owen. While then Carla plays her idol. You don't have to worry about that at the final five. Then Carla is feeling like, okay, Cassidy is still in the game, but now they actually can't work together. So I don't know. That's as plausible as anything else. I'll say that maybe this is the round where Owen finally goes home. He's such an underdog. I think that the jury perceives him that way as well. And so I do not think you want Owen floating around here at the end game. And so I think that maybe Owen ends up being the person to go out of the game. I think that maybe Jesse is trying to get Cassidy going after Carla, maybe to the point where then Carla feels like she's compelled to play her idol. And then that's when we're going to potentially see Owen go out of the game. What maybe could happen is, could Cassidy, Carla get back on the same page and realize it's time to go after Jesse or Cody? A lot to unravel here as we get towards the final six in what has been a very interesting post-merge game. I hope that made sense for everybody who watched it. I mean, I think that the big takeaway is super fluid situation. This could go any number of different ways. You can make a case for why every single one of the players in the game could potentially be the target. I think a lot is going to come down to the immunity challenge and who is safe in this episode. But I think this is really setting up for a very intriguing final six vote heading into the final five, and ultimately the finale coming up next week. We are going to have a great week of discussion on the podcast, talking about it all. I'll have the Survivor Know-It-Alls live after the episode with Stephen Fishback. Jamal Shipman will join me on Thursday evening to talk about that. I will also have an exit interview with whoever gets voted out of the game on Wednesday night. And then for our final feedback show of the season, Mike Bloom will join me on Friday for the feedback show. And this weekend, I'll have the Survivor Academy. That's the show that we do exclusively for the patrons of Robinson Podcast, where we talk about all of the takeaways that we have learned, things we have learned from the season for future Survivor players so that when you are out there on the season, you have some actionable information that you get from this season. That's something that we have done. We will have part 4 of our patron only series on our patron feed this weekend with Alex G, creator of Survivor Philadelphia and the Black Widow Brigade. Thank you so much for checking out what we had to say here. I always look forward to reading your comments on these videos. So enjoy Survivor on Wednesday night, and then come check us out for Survivor Know-It-Alls. Take care. Have a good one. Bye.